and welcome back to Esencia. I'm here with my incredible guest, Lindsay Scola, and we're ready to start our game of Truth and Myth with our essentials. Are you ready, Lindsay?
I am ready.
So, truth or myth? Reading in bed is bad for sleep. Is it?
Myth. You can actually read in bed as long as it is not overly stimulating for you.
Mm-hmm.
If you are someone who finds it stimulating, go read on a couch and come back to bed.
If I read in bed, I fall asleep immediately.
Great. It works well for you. That's okay.
Yes. Truth or myth? You can catch up on sleep over the weekend.
Myth. You want to get the same amount of sleep every night as long as you possibly can. So you should ideally wake up at the same time on the weekend as you do during the week.
I'm sorry. I'm thinking about what are we drinking? You picked it, right?
Yeah.
What is this?
Mine is pineapple.
It's pineapple.
It's really good, but it is very
But it has something else. Ginger? Wait. We can't take a sip yet. Anyway, I like this one. Thank you, Maria. Okay. Truth or myth? More sleep is always better.
Myth. We have been sort of programmed that we shouldn't sleep because we've got stuff we need to do, but that you want to get as much sleep as possible when you can. And really, it's about getting a consistent amount of sleep that works for you. I don't care if your number is 7 hours and 15 minutes or 9 hours and 6 minutes. Sleep is a bell curve. So every time we get here 8 hours, that's just the top of the bell curve. So you might be someone who's down at 6. Very, very few people are down at 6.
Right.
You might be someone who's up at 10. Also few people.
Right.
But that's also going to shift for you. You might need 10 hours of sleep while you're sick, but your average day you need 7 hours and 15 minutes. So really it's about what feels the best for you.
Truth or myth? Snoring can indicate underlying issues. This one I like.
Yes, it's very good, very tart. Truth, yes. If you snore or somebody next to you snores, you absolutely want to get that checked out because it could be something like sleep apnea, which 1 in 5 people have. It's incredibly common, and then when we don't treat it, it leads to things like high blood pressure, heart issues, type 2 diabetes, and it's something that's actually very easy to treat. So you might be scared of something like a CPAP, but trust me, somebody snoring next to you versus not snoring next to you, the CPAP is very sexy.
Definitely. Truth or myth? If you can't sleep, you should just lie in bed and try harder.
The biggest myth of all.
Yes.
Always
That's a big
remember.
no. I mean,
Big
myth.
no. Effort is the enemy of sleep. Whatever you can do to make sleep easier on yourself, which is never, ever, ever going to be to lie in bed and try harder.
What are your thoughts on sleep medications or, anything that can help you sleep when you aren't able to do it naturally?
So there is no problem with sleep medications. The thing that I do want people to look at with things like insomnia is that the majority of general practitioners have less than 2 hours of sleep education in school. So while they might turn to a sleep medication first, what we really want to look at, the gold standard, is cognitive behavioral therapy for insomnia, which is a non-medication treatment. It's going to last longer than a medication. So medication might help you get to sleep, but it's not going to take care of the underlying issue that you're having with sleep.
Right.
So you might decide with a sleep specialist, which I always recommend, if you are struggling with sleep at all, please see a sleep specialist, that you might need a medication at some point, but CBTI is the thing that you should be absolutely trying. But then if you have a different sleep disorder, which remember 1 in 5 of us do, you might need a pharmaceutical treatment. I am someone who lives a much better life through chemistry. As someone with narcolepsy, I take multiple medications for sleep. So don't rule it out, but know that there's also other options.
Oh, what about, and I don't know if you ever talk about this, but why do we have nightmares?
Nightmares are a thing that can be stress. I mean, I think everybody goes through that. Our memory gets processed while we're in REM sleep, and so it can come out in different ways. So it can be really happy dreams, it can be weird dreams, it can be nightmares. I do want to have people think about if you are having repetitive things that you feel like are nightmares, but they're happening in the place that you're at, and they're happening with something called sleep paralysis, where you can't move or you can't scream, that can be a sign of a sleep disorder. If these things are happening that don't seem like they should be happening all the time, definitely talk to a sleep specialist.
Lindsay, what are 3 wellness practices that you incorporate in your daily life?
Well, making sure that I sleep.
Yes.
That is number one. Making sure that I move my body in some way. And I used to think that that had to be like hardcore exercise, but now I'm very cognizant that stretching and just being in my body is really important. And eating food that feels nourishing and is connecting with my body in a good way. So anything that I'm doing, that I'm making sure that I'm listening to my body, whether that's through sleep, through movement, or through what I'm eating.
Where can people find you, Lindsay?
LindsyScola.com. That's where you can find my course, my book.
In your book, you mentioned your book is a #1 bestseller.
On Amazon, yes. AI for ADHD. It is a practical guide for starting and actually finishing what matters. I was diagnosed with ADHD at 41, and I got a lot of aha moments about my past, but I didn't necessarily get the tracks to get going again. And AI was something that I was able to really embrace, to be able to make myself move again and to feel good about moving and finish the things that I wanted to start. And so this is a really practical how-to guide for people about how their executive function works and about tools that they can use to make life a little easier.
Well, thank you, Lindsay, again for coming on Esencia. We need to have you back on the show.
Anytime.
We need to do a sleep practice here.
Yes, 100%. I'm here.
And get everyone in the studio asleep for 5 minutes.
Love it.
Thank you again for being here. And everyone, don't forget to follow us on social media at LatiNation Latina and to download the app, the LatiNation app. And follow me also on Instagram, official Katherine Castro. And I hope to see you on another episode of Esencia. Besitos.